Today I'm going to talk about overcoming the insecurities of balding.
Yeah! Woohoo! Let's get bald!
Anyway, what just happened? So, I see a lot of people asking me about how I deal with balding, what it means to me, how I've gotten through with it. I started balding when I was like 23. I don't know too much about it scientifically, but I do know that a lot of hair has to do with genetics. And I've noticed that my grandfather, my dad, and I all have the same similar receding hairline. And so I've accepted it as that. I think certain people can bald faster than others. Depends on their growth and their progress in life. I truly believe also stress and different things that can also add to it. But the purpose of this video is not to get into why people bald. The purpose of this video is to get into how to deal with it. And if you're driving yourself crazy, being insecure about it, losing your confidence, if you're balding, and I'm your guy. All right, so let's just jump right into it. So when I was 23, I started balding. I started seeing that my hairline was receding back, and I started to freak out. And I'm like, no one's gonna like me anymore. People are gonna look at me differently. My girlfriend's gonna dump me. All these different things that come to mind that an insecure, balding 23-year-old might have. Well, now I'm a few years older than that, and my message today for you is to simply give up that attachment to that identity. So if you're balding, let's face the facts. You can't change that. I mean, sure, there's certain hair transplants and things that you can do to keep your hair, but the reality of the situation is that you're evolving, you're losing your hair, and that's okay. There's literally nothing wrong with that. The reality is if you're balding, then you're simply changing, you're evolving, you're growing. You might be super stressed out, whatever. The reality of the situation is that you're losing your hair, and we need to get you to a place that feels confident about that so you don't care. I don't care, right? I have no hair. I used to have a full head of hair. Guess what? It's gone, and I feel great about it. Less things to worry about. Nobody cares, right? A lot of people, I think, especially me being one of them, was like, oh, people are gonna look at me differently. Who cares? No, they won't. They don't care. A lot of people are so self-absorbed that you don't even realize that when you're thinking, oh, they're gonna judge me differently or look at me this way, they really don't care. So what I wanna say in this video is if you're balding, I know a lot of people out there have asked me, what about balding? How do you deal with it? I'm balding. Cool, that's awesome, good for you. Like, it's okay, it's natural. There's tons of people out there that lose their hair, man and woman. So it's all good, just rock it with confidence. It's all good. That's what I'm here to say. It's not about, if you have hair or not, that's gonna make people like you or not. It's just simply not how life works. You can just keep your confidence up. You lost your hair, it's gone. Great, that's cool. Less hair, less problems. And I just don't think people need to worry about it. It's like where your focus goes, energy flows. So stop focusing on losing your hair. It's like I started to get my tattoos removed because I wasn't happy with my tattoos, so I started getting them removed. And I was focusing on them being gone. Like I was like, tattoo removal takes years and years. And I would look at it like every day. Is there more progress? Is there more progress? I started to obsess over it, but now I lost the care to look at if there's progress because I know that someday they'll be gone, but I'm not obsessing over it anymore. I'm not focusing on it anymore. And the same thing goes for balding. Stop focusing on that you're bald. Focus on something else. Focus on serving somebody. Focus on serving yourself. Focus on how, great your toenails look. I don't know. I'm totally kidding, but just focus on something else. Forget about it. Great. Accept it. We need to come to the fact of acceptance. Because once you accept something, then you simply are not worried about it anymore. There's nothing holding it up. And if you're fighting you going bald by worrying about you going bald, you're just going to speed up the process and become more bald. So stop worrying about it. Be confident. Own yourself, whether you have hair or not. And don't worry about it. There's more things to worry about in the world that are way more important. So, I think for me, I've realized that I've had so many real life situations that the last thing on your mind is if you're balding or not. And it's just not a big deal. So, don't sweat the small stuff. Let me leave you with this. If you're worried about going bald, or your confidence level has dropped because you're balding, or your receding hairline is growing, well, okay. So let's put it into perspective here. You're looking in the mirror and you are so worried about going bald. Okay. All right. Then you're driving down the road, right? And you just see somebody get sideswiped in a car and die right in front of you. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And you're like, what are you talking about? Okay, well, that was a crazy situation that you just noticed, right? Well, your life probably flashed before your eyes and you were just put back into humbleness right away. Okay, so you're still driving, right? And you get a phone call that one of your closest friends just died. Wow. Well, that puts things into perspective, right? Okay, then you're driving down the road and you just find out that every single one of your, I don't know, I'm just making this up. Every single one of your bank accounts has been hijacked and that you're not gonna have a place to sleep tonight because your house got foreclosed on an hour ago. Of course, I'm just making all this up. Everything gets put into perspective. How important was it when you were looking in the mirror, worried about going bald? Not very important, because all this other stuff gets put into perspective and you realize, wow, what's actually important in life and what's not important. So don't worry about going bald. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares that you're going bald. Be confident. That's about it. Much love. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.